Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo, and this is the Mundane Matt channel. Again, if you guys are looking at things like it's a little bit different, a little bit, you're not just a talking, floating skull anymore. You're flesh, you're bone, and you're in a room somewhere. I'm in my office. It's not entirely done yet. It still has more work to be done, but I'm working on it. And in the meantime, I'm on my webcam and I'm shooting through OBS, and so we're trying something out. And this is just kind of a tester, so deal with that. But anyway. The 2016 presidential election was a gigantically contentious period in not only our society, but the world at large. And it still is. Jesus Christ. I've lost more people on both sides of the political spectrum for either refusing to acknowledge that Trump is a good president and refusing to acknowledge that all Trump supporters are vile xenophobic racists. It's such a weird place to be when you're in the center, but I am. And so as a result, I'm very much anxious to see what's going to happen in 2020 when the next bout of candidates, at least on the Democratic side, come forward to battle against the Dawn to see whether or not they actually have a shot at winning. And I came across this particular article today about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who was talking about how he might actually run for president in 2020. Okay, The Rock as the president. You know what? Fuck it. Things are currently different. Saying here that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson opened up about the possibility of running for president during a new interview with GQ, and he's pretty serious about it, right? Like they're trying to play it up. Saying here, I think it's a real possibility. A year ago, it started coming up more and more. There was a real sense of earnestness, which made me go home and think, let me really rethink my answer and make sure I'm giving it the answer that's truthful and also respectful. Johnson didn't publicly endorse a candidate during the 2016 election cycle, but he did talk openly about the travel ban put in place by Donald Trump. He says, I completely disagree with it. I believe in our national security to the core, but I don't believe in a ban. That bans immigrants. I believe in inclusion. Our country was built on that, and it continues to be made strong by that. He also disagrees with Trump as a president so far, saying, I'd like to see better leadership. I'd like to see greater leadership. When there's a disagreement and you have a large group of people that you're in disagreement with, for example, the media, I feel like it informs me that I could be better. We all have issues. We all have to work our shit out. And I feel like one of the qualities of a great leader is not shutting people out. I miss that part. Even if we disagree, we've got to figure it out. And, he's not wrong there. One of my biggest complaints about Donald Trump as a whole so far is that I'm not noticing any leadership. I'm not seeing any leadership. And some might argue, well, that's Congress not giving it to him. But there's a Republican-led Congress and a Republican-led House. So there's not much of an excuse there. We're just not getting the leadership that we were, well, maybe accustomed to for the last 8 years. And that's okay. Trump does have to figure things out. He does have to kind of, get his own pace going, his own flow going, and then things should probably, hopefully, start to even out. And as a result, we haven't really seen that yet. But look, I'm critical of him, but I'm still willing to give him time to figure it out. At least I hope. But when I look at someone like The Rock wanting to run for president and talking about how people need to come together and they need to, deal with the disagreement, I can't help but think back to the whole feud between The Rock and Vin Diesel on Fast and Furious 8. Now, I know that doesn't have to do with politics, but it does have a lot to do with how he might handle a problem. Because when it first came out that there was a beef between Vin and The Rock on the set of the film, The Rock went to Instagram and started talking about candy asses who can't pull their weight. Everyone assumed that it happened to be Vin Diesel. And through sources on the set and everything else, that was pretty much confirmed. And then they kept saying, oh no, the beef is there, it's not there, it's there, it's not there. They're going to go fight, in the ring on WWE, which never actually happened. And if you go and you actually watch the movie Fast and Furious 8, you notice that they're not actually in the same shot together, except for one time. And even then, that could be digital trickery. But otherwise, they're never in the same shot at the same time. There was a feud that was happening, and it really kept them from being there together. And so if he's sitting there talking about wanting to run for president and wants to talk about bringing people together and wants to talk about being a good leader and figuring shit out if you have a disagreement, Fast and Furious 8's production problems between him and Vin Diesel, who at the time is the star and executive producer and basically kind of driving the reins of the franchise at the time, you can kind of start to question whether or not The Rock is actually fully committed to handling this problem in the way that he seems to be, which would be like the mature way about it. But that being said, that being said, how many movies this year does he have coming out? Right? You just had The Fate of the Furious a few weeks ago. By the way, awesome movie. You've also got Baywatch coming out in just a couple weeks. Memorial Day weekend. Looks funnier than shit. You've got Jumanji coming out at the end of the year. I believe there's season 3 of Ballers that's coming. His show on HBO. And there's probably more movies he's in that I don't know about. Rampage. He's shooting Rampage right now. He's also got San Andreas 2 coming at some point in time. The whole point I'm trying to make here is he has a movie coming out in 2 weeks. He's doing press for the movie. So this to me feels more like a, can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Yeah, it's bullshit when it comes to this particular fucking thing. And that's fine. That's fine. He's an entertainer. He's a great entertainer. I've been following him for quite some time. I loved him in The Rundown. I liked his little cameo appearance on the first season of That 70s Show where he played his father. I loved him on WWE, even though I'm not a wrestling fan. I love the character of The Rock. And I love Dwayne Johnson as an actor. The dude comes out with some good movies that they're fun as hell to watch. The point I'm trying to make, though, is he's an entertainer, not a politician. And even though he's talking about it from the sense of considering it, look at this as being more of just a way to get more headlines or coverage in order to talk about him and therefore fuel any kind of media supporting the movie that he's currently working on. And again, I don't fault him. It's a smart play to make, but it's one that's also easily seen. Unfortunately, though, Rare.us, the website that I read this article on, doesn't seem to be in on the joke. And that's, I think, probably the point. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think he's serious? Do you think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson could be the 46th president of the United States? Do you think he could beat Donald Trump in an election? Do you think he would play the electoral game as well as Trump did, or would he go in from just pure celebrity? These are things I'm curious about. Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like the video, go ahead and toss it a thumbs up. Go ahead and slap on that subscribe or that subscribe. I post new content every single day. If you guys want to support the channel, links below in the video description. Anything right now really helps out due to the current adpocalypse, but I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.